cannot lose them.
They lie to you, Father. I'm your true memory.
To save the future, the past must be sacrificed.
Buy me some
Power
time.
from the void.
Yeah, but why? It doesn't give me anything. The second literally doesn't give me anything. Fine.
Ultimate chaos.
Come on, dude. Does it bite you early? Well, now pie, I guess. That'll be our time.
My little girl, you're all grown up.
Father, are you all right?
The creature, gods. How can
For a
we
second I
oppose
thought you got
We'll
the
stop it. You
cape
and
opal
I.
ring. I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
Wait a sec.
Yeah.
see your face again?
So yeah, as you can see, we down Shaper. My current setup since then hasn't really changed at all, and I really wanted to cover him from solar cards because I don't really need the clear speed of them anymore. And I would, especially if I'm gonna be running a bunch of towers, not the best minion for that, and I'd rather get a bit more single target damage, even though I don't really need extra damage, especially now that we got a +3 minion helm. This was actually, the roll got like this from, I think it was like a random enchant fossil. Tyler was trying to get a helm for himself and then he ended up getting this. Yeah, so links for the Skeles, I think it's basically the same as previously, so it's Skeles, added fire, death mark, minion damage. My specters are, well, specters, feeding frenzy, minion damage, tears, EMP, and so I dropped the combustion because we found a curse enemies with level 5 flammability on hit ring from Delve. It's a pretty good one at that. And I spec'd into, oh yeah, and I'm like almost level 94, I guess. I spec'd into double curse. So now I have elemental weakness and the flammability. So getting the extra resist from, like the minus resist from combustion, I think I have it somewhere. Where's my temp? There. So the extra minus 18 resist from here doesn't really matter anymore. And then the other option would be Elemental Army. I think Elemental Army is a bit better in terms of pure damage if you have the resistance, like the minus resist, but that's not really an issue for me because EE and then two different curves. Like my elemental weakness is like what, minus 44, and then obviously if no effect, like against the like bosses for example, and then the flammability adds another, I don't remember how much, but it's a decent amount. Other than that, my gear hasn't really changed. I still have the crazy scepter. I think the amulet is the same. The only difference now is that I have Ravenous Horde anointed. This is a really good node, but I guess eventually I would either, I have two options. Either I take the Ravenous Horde off and anoint Grave Pact instead. The 5% chance to do double damage is literally 5% more multiplier on average. Or I repath, like I take these nodes off, and I take these nodes off. So that's like what, 6, 9, 12 nodes, and then path through this, which is like what, 3, 6, 9, 10, and then I take Grave Pact. The Grave Pact is a really strong node, but sadly the nodes leading up to it aren't that great. The accuracy isn't needed for the solar card at all, and my Skeles have a pretty high chance to hit already because I have the accuracy there. There's some accuracy here as well. I don't think this has accuracy, but Yeah, there's some. But yeah, I think they are pretty close to having hit cap already. What else? My normal setup with the Sarimas and Baron's Blazer. I will probably eventually try to get Ascetic. I need to get like a magic item somewhere. And there's a lot of different ways I can get the magic item. I could run a weapon with just +1 skill gems and resist or something like that. Or I could potentially drop that ring completely. Like, I'm pretty almost cap resist on it already, so I could have like life plus fire and lightning resist ring, for example. And I could get the extra quantity. But yeah, if I swap into this setup, well, let me actually take these out to show you the life I would have. So I would have like 6k plus 1.6, so that's like another 600 life from there. But because I swapped the helm that had a more dexterity on it, I would now need to get I think another jewel with dexterity, or just craft this into pure dexterity. But I don't really swap to this setup anymore. But I had this when doing bosses, but I don't really care too much about that anymore. Because I killed the Shaper yesterday. So that's like kind of whatever. The league mechanic, I'm enjoying it a lot. Actually, a lot more than I expected. Because of all the different variations you can do, but I have unending hunger now, and it just my solar cards just completely delete anything that they come across to. So so I don't know how much towers are actually helping me. There's been a few cases where the portals are so close to the pump that it just like immediately fails. There's been like few times like that in like I had like 8 lane T16s and 15s with like multiple like resist node and shit like resist mods and like life mods, and in those cases it's been a pretty rough sometimes, but in general it's like smooth as fuck. And there's like a big, I guess there's the variation between a easy blight and a really hard blight is so crazy. Like sometimes there's like you barely like see the monster spawning because it's insta die, and sometimes you have 6 different lanes coming from 6 different directions, so you can like concentrate your damage into one spot, and it just like all of them spawn like crazy amount of rares, for example, and it gets really rough really fast. But even those I usually manage by just I have let's say that we have our boy with girl Cassia here is the blight, and then it goes into like down here, and then it goes down there. I usually just hit the towers all in one spot, and then use maybe like some random debuff towers, and then mainly be here with my minions, and then let my towers, like the tower, you can actually make the towers clear them all by themselves. So it's pretty good. Yeah. I actually don't have enough room for my skills, even with the second skill bar. Because I now have zombies. I just have the zombies to make sure that I always have the physical damage reduction and the resist capped. Even though I don't generally, I mean, you can see I don't have the resist right now. You have for it, but I haven't come across a situation where I had less than 10 minions like ever, especially now with the zombies, because the golem and the anime guardian never dies. Spectres never died. I've even done some reflect maps with the Spectres, and they are holding pretty well. I usually swap the minion damage for the elemental army for reflect maps, and they seem to survive decently well with that. Even though that doesn't have a quality, and the quality gives max resist for them. Well, max Ellie resist. But yeah. There's one somewhere still. Gimme. There we go. But yeah, I have to... Annoyingly, if I like crash or something where I have to get my zombies and everything back, I have to actually manually still change one of my skills to get them. But it's not a big deal, really. But yeah, I think this was all... Oh, I guess I could put a quick talk about my Atlas right now. So, right now, the reason why I pushed Shaper so fast is I wanted to be able to Elder my cemetery so that when I'm running my tower, because it has two T12s, you will always be finding T12s because you can't take both of them out. So I'd rather get Belfry. Belfry has the new Berry Minion rings, like these. These drop in Belfry. These are pretty good. And it has the 10 Chaos Orb Deep card as well. And it's just a really nice map to run. So my current set or what I'm going towards is complete all maps from like all maps until T10. Then complete all maps from T13 and up. And then don't have any 12s or 11s. And then just have Tower and Belfry. And with that, I can just rotate running those. Honestly, I'm probably going to be able to run Tower on its own. And the reason I'm doing Tower is not so much about the Headhunter, like the nurse card, but more about the Shav card. And the fact that it's a T11, it's a good T11, which means I'm getting my red missions here, which is going to be nice. Like once I get my next build, which is most likely going to be a Jug, Delving Jug character with Nebulox, I have a lot of Sulfite to get. And on top of that, I put my Volcano to T13. I have Residence as a T11 right now, because there's a Dapper Prodigy here, which is a 6-link team card, which is actually really easy to farm. And I'm still using a Tabula, so we got that. But we actually have a... I'm not sure if it's somewhere here, but we actually have a +1 Spectre chest. I might actually have it on myself already somewhere. I don't even remember. No. We have a +1 Spectre Delve chest already, but it's a really bad base, and you would need to remove... Like, you would have to actually like either annul it, or you would have to split it with a Beast recipe, or you would have to do the remove prefix and the suffix, make it usable. And I'm actually thinking about if I don't go for the Dapper Prodigy route or the Delve chest. I mean, the Delve chest is the end game. What I could also do is get an item level 80 Shaper chest. Actually, I can just show you in POEDB real quick. Body armors, just like random in there. And then there's a level of Socketed active skill gems at level 80. This is a plus level to Spectres, which gives them another base like the level of the corpse, which is insane amount of base damage and HP. And then there's a suffix for rarity, so I could actually have a 7-link for the rarity there, because this is kind of like the MF character, which can also like I can do this 16 MFing with this character. I can like go full quantity and have like almost, well, full quantity, but I mean boots, gloves, get a viscous belt ideally. Like boots, gloves, belt. I can use 2 Dentors, but I would like to not. I'd rather get Paria, which is an Onset ring, which can give me a quantity, right? This is an Onset ring. I have to use 2 Onset rings, so I could get 15 quantity from those. And these are actually farmable by using the Warbands mod on your map device. They're Warband specific, so you could do this, or you could run maps that have a Warband as a boss, such as an Iceberg, I could actually make this into a T15, for example, or run it as a T10 or whatever. There's Lighthouse as a T6, so I could have a T11 Lighthouse and then literally just rush the boss and hope to get Barya, for example. And then you just get White Socket with the Origin. So there's a lot of ways I can do that. And yeah. So the only T12 that drops from the tower is the Belfry. And there's a way to actually make it so that every single time I kill the boss in tower, if the bonus boss drop procs, I don't know what the chance is, it's probably somewhere around like 20 to 25 or something like that, it would always be a Belfry, because it only gives adjacent maps. So if I were to shape my Toxic Sewer into a T15, every time that specific bonus drop procs, it would give me a Belfry. But I would still be finding, you know, other T10s normally. And the reason I didn't do that is I kind of like Toxic Sewer T10. It's a great map to level new characters in, I guess. It's a really fast map with a lot of monsters in there. Yeah, I think this was pretty much everything I had today. Next up, we're trying to get all of the bonus. I need to run the Guardians as a corrupted versions for the bonus as well. And then we start doing some tower and some resident. And I might get my lair back at some point if I feel like going for the Calm's Prophecy cards. Because we already have... We already have a Ritual Schools if we want to do something with that. And yeah, that's all for me for now. And I'll see you guys in the next one.